Sagittarius, welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at the next 72 hours for you. We're going to start off with the general themes and then we'll go from there and pull some more oracle cards and do like a full-on spread. If you are new to the channel and you want to see future uploads from me, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a beat whenever I upload here on the channel. It's supposed to be here. And I will have my information below if you do want to book a personal reading with me. I do phone sessions, video readings, all of that. Sagittarius. First card we have for the general theme, we have forgiveness, which is reducing burden. So the forgiveness card works multiple ways. There could be someone who just straight up wants to be forgiven after putting you through hurt, after putting you through a sense of betrayal. And they could be either blatantly asking for an opportunity for you to, give them another chance or for them to be forgiven. Or this person could be reaching out to you, trying to, be on good terms, even though they may not be blatantly taking accountability for certain things or just straight up apologizing about certain things. Now, this could kind of piss you off, especially if you were expecting this person to return with the level of accountability. They still may not have that. And this will go into whether or not you do actually take them up on the offer of letting them back into your life. For others of you, this forgiveness energy talks about you knowing that the only way that you're going to be able to go on and live your best life and be in a thriving relationship is you forgiving yourself for past things that you may have entertained for too long, that now you have wisdom to know what to, do differently, or forgiveness of your past period in the sense of not, forgiving people to bring them back into your life, but forgiving the experience, understanding that, okay, we were immature. This person may have been immature. They may have had things that they, were unaware of, or there were some things that this person was, trying to get out of the relationship, whatever it may be. Forgiving this cycle, and that allows you to move forward, finally. Now, we also have Ghost, which represents regret. It did show up in reverse, though. So this is a confirmation that you're exiting a period where you're doing things, you're taking action based off of guilt or feeling bad for stepping away from situations past tense. This regret could also look different for each and every one of you, but there were so many regrets that you've had that stopped you from being present in the moment and kept you in yesterday, almost like a ghost. And you could realize how that's been just kind of sucking the life out of you. We also have the Jack-o'-lantern, which represents protection. So during this time frame, you're being protected. This could be being protected from someone who means you no good. This could be being protected from a situation that may not necessarily be in your best interest or may not be a part of your plan. You could also feel a strong sense of like ancestral help or like spiritual help or God being there to help you. This time frame is also about just protecting your energy. You could realize that certain individuals count on you to be empathetic or for you to be open for them when they have no intentions of reciprocating that back to you. I also have the Graveyard, which represents unnecessary fear. So you're having to confront that during this time frame. What are you fearful of that you really don't have a reason to be fearful of? What are you allowing to control the narrative that you shouldn't be letting control the narrative? Let me plug you guys up. Now, going into the actual spread, or not the actual spread, let's look into what needs your focus. What needs my Sagittarius focus over the next 72 hours? I have engaging with fears and doubts. So another card talking about fear. What needs your focus is addressing what exactly is making you go into these fearful thoughts and then taking action based off of these fearful thoughts and doubts. Okay, and understanding where is it stemming from? Do you have people around you who aren't supportive, and because you have these people around you, they cause you to be doubtful? Is it, questioning your ability? Now, going into what else needs your focus, we also have embracing sensuality as a union. So getting back to the fun parts within a relationship, things have been way too tense and way too misaligned in terms of focus that the relationship has turned into a war zone instead of a I love you, you love me situation, okay? That's the thing with conflict. When you love somebody, yes, conflict happens, but at base, both parties should want to seek understanding and not choose the stubborn route, not choose the egoic route where it leaves misunderstanding. So if there is a lot of ego, a lot of pettiness, a lot of misalignment in communication with someone, and it's a mutual thing, there needs to be a focus on loving on each other. Not ignoring the issues, but loving on each other through the issues, because that's what a loving couple will do. Now, going into what you're unaware of that you should be aware of coming into this time frame. What are you unaware of that you need to be aware of coming into this time frame, Sagittarius? We have listen. And we also have teach. So right now is a period where your spiritual team has been trying to get you to hear them. And if you listen closely to your intuition, if you listen to your inner knowing, I think that's going to lead you in the right direction within itself. Also, there's a time frame where you want to really listen to what people are saying to you, especially if someone is trying to come back, communicate with you, or just trying to have understanding to some degree during this time frame. Really listen to what is being said so that you can actually understand where this person is coming from, because there could be subtle things in this person's, communication that could give you a clear idea as to where their head is at. Also with teach, some of you are actually meant to be teachers, whether that's a spiritual teacher, a teacher at a university, at a school, okay, or a counselor to some degree. If this is a path that feels strongly aligned with you, or you feel a strong pull to actually explore it, this is a confirmation that yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I think that also certain situations you've had recently pop up were teachable moments more than bad luck. It's important that you don't just look at things as, oh my God, why me? Instead of a perspective of like, what is this trying to teach me? Now let's go into a full-on spread for you, Sagittarius. The first card's going to represent the general energy. And the first card that just flew out was the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups being here in reverse, it does talk about possibly a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio individual. It doesn't have to be a water sign at all, but someone who you could kind of question if they genuinely like you or care about you. They could be very inconsistent communication-wise. They could be someone who doesn't really follow up. They may not make any effort for you guys to see each other or for you guys to hang out. They may be someone who just seems disconnected emotionally from you. The Knight of Cups in reverse also talks about like trying not to let someone emotionally affect you. There could be someone who is throwing you off emotionally, and you see how it's been affecting other areas in your life, more practical areas in your life. Yeah, this is like, I'm trying not to act on how I feel. Now going into career and finance, I have the Magician. So the Magician talks about potential, having also all the skills or the tools necessary to make something happen. So within your career, either you could know already, like, look, I have the skills, I have the expertise, I have everything for me to thrive in the career path that I'm trying to pursue. Maybe you just got a little bit distracted or thrown off energetically to where you kind of lost sight of who you are. I do see for some of my Sagittarius, if you are trying to like get a new job, trying to increase sales with your business, you guys are going to be going into your Magician mode, focusing on what you can physically do. You could question if there's certain individuals that you work with who are manipulative or like higher ups that could be manipulating certain things that happen at the job and causing you to have maybe some like write-ups or having issues. Now, going into what I see with love specifically, I do have the Ace of Pentacles, which talks about security. It talks about investing into something and something being offered. So for my singles, you could really want a relationship to come into your life that's stable, though. Someone who's actually going to offer you the time, energy, and effort that you're willing to pour out. So if you have been, casually dating and you've been noticing that maybe someone who you've been trying to connect with isn't necessarily like actually putting the time in, I do see you guys being very picky about investing into them. For my Sagittarius already in a relationship, you could be looking at the stability of your relationship already. If things have been kind of rocky, where you guys don't know if you guys are still going to even have a relationship a week from now, I think it's the question of what can we do to actually get to more of a stable place. Now, going into what I see for the advice, with the Three of Wands, it's important that you consider the long term. Everything that you do now is going to go into your near future. But also making sure that you're not sitting around waiting for some sort of opportunity to come to your doorstep. You got to make the moves to make things happen, especially in the sense of your career. All right. And if you're waiting for your past to return in order for you to find peace within it, this could be doing yourself a big detriment. Even if, let's say the past did return, don't sit around waiting for it because you're putting your life on pause. Now, going into the possible challenge I have the Strength card. So this could be an issue specifically with a Leo. It doesn't have to be. But the Strength card does talk about like confidence, determination, willpower, and it does also talk about the ego. So this goes back into what I was saying earlier. If there is a lot of like ego-based arguments between you and your person, where it's like based off of like frustration and based off of not feeling heard, not feeling seen, but then there's like these reactionary actions that don't really help the relationship. Ego is going to be the downfall of a relationship or personal growth. Okay, be mindful of the ego wanting you to cling on to things because you think that it's your identity. Okay, clinging on to these narratives, clinging on to these ideas of you not being able to do certain things, or because, you've had this happen to you as a child and you had that happen, that means that nothing good can happen for you in the future, which is simply not true. Okay, and the ego wants to live on and thrive for as long as it can, and it will keep telling us stories that make us think that we are what we believe we are. So yeah, the challenge may be ego, someone being very headstrong. There could be moments where you do have like maybe a lack of determination because you could feel a bit tired or overwhelmed. Now, outcome of this time frame, Sagittarius, I have the Five of Wands, which does talk about confronting issues with others, or there being blatantly some issues with another person. Five of Wands could also talk about other people's issues affecting you. So this could be, issues with a family member. Now it's affecting you because you're having to, help them out with money or give them a place to stay. Or a partner, issues that they may have with an ex now is affecting your relationship with your person, and it's just a mess. So you could be trying to set boundaries where you notice energetically other people can just throw you off. There also may be someone who's very competitive with you, like really, really competitive. It's obvious. This could be someone who you work with. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and to give you insight. If you took something from this video, definitely thumbs it up and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.